Crush 35 lifter.
Yeah, so you're a little slower on the B block.
Yeah.
Okay.
3.
So I think this goes back to what Hugh and I were talking about with, hitting low to high, but also being more deliberate about the low to high and being able to raise him up. So Jawan's taking him up tall, which is fine. Now I think where your bread and butter is, again, because right here your hips are towards the goal line, which that's a good position for Trey Smith. All right, but now if we talk about getting low to high hip and then into the midsection, now you're popping that guy. And the other thing it does is like, because it's up high, you see how right there it kind of raises him and then it bounces you off, but it doesn't ricochet you off.
Right.
You know? And so that you have to adjust your angle to the backer. Now, if you come in with force through the ground, low to high, and we're thinking hip midsection, that ricochets you and puts you right in position to really be able to adjust your angle versus the backer.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there's another one where you've got that pre-snap read, that backer's flat-footed, right? So you shouldn't feel like you have the threat of having to fly out.
Right.
And if you slow it down, you make contact with the shoulder on your fourth step. Right? So you take a lot of gather, and then there's not much delivery of power.
Right.
So if you take more deliberate angle through the defender, now you might be able to get on your second and work through to that backer.
Yep. 100% agree. And again, we talked about that. We kind of went over that on the field yesterday as well. But, I mean, the cool thing is we watched the first half yesterday, and we're watching the second half now, and already we're 3 plays in, and there's some of the repeat things, which tells us that these are areas of focus that we need to continue to be deliberate about. But that's why we're here. And again, man, like, it's not going to be wholesale fixes overnight. It's just coming up with a plan to be able to do this stuff. So right here, I like the idea of you lifting, as we talked about kind of in the first half. But now let's be a little tighter with our elbows and hands. That way, that lift isn't happening on the backside. It's happening more underneath him. And what that's going to put you in position to do now is to throw him sooner and then get your shoulders back around.
Yeah.
You know? Simple fix. The small things. Tighter elbows, tighter hands. I like the angle though. 1st and 10. I'll say the only thing right here, step on his toes sooner, close that space with the hips.
Yeah. You get to the start. Hold on. Mr. Okay. For some reason, going back to what I was saying, I was being really hesitant because I thought he was going to cross face, but I thought I was playing my zones a little slow. I could have really sold on this one.
Let's take a look at something real quick. Let me pull up the other view.
Don't think your footwork's terrible. You're just not gaining any ground.
Oh, yeah, I know.
You know?
I think, but like I was saying, I think just because he was tight, if I'm remembering correctly, I was just thinking, like, this could be a cross-face look where Creed has to take him over. So I was sort of, like, safe playing it rather than, like, jumping off the ball.
I see what you're saying. Let me see if I can, I would like to see your feet on this one.
By the way, Ridgeway, he's a big dude, man.
He is.
95? Yeah. I knew he was big, but I was shocked how tall he was. It's like defensive line, Landon Dickerson.
Yeah.
Landon Dickerson is a massive human being.
Dude, he's big.
He's like a walking billboard. I mean, like guys like him, guys like Dexter Lawrence, just like thick front to back.
Outliers.
Yeah, DJ Fluker was like that. That's why, like, I always laughed. I said, we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal until you walk into an NFL locker room. Yeah, that dude's different. Yeah.
It's crazy, man. Mutants.
I know.
Freaking Javon Kinlaw in college. It's like senior year in South Carolina. We're sort of running to the line of scrimmage. Everyone's bowing up, talking shit. And I played him for a couple years, and he's always been like a big guy. He was lined over Jerome Carvin, and I looked and was like, Jesus Christ.
There's a difference.
This motherfucker has been working this year.
A kid I called my little brother, his dad was my head strength coach is still a mentor of mine, Drew Peterson. But Bryce Peterson played at Akron. And Akron played South Carolina a couple of years ago. I'll say a couple of years ago. It's been 4 or 5 years now. And Bryce was starting at left guard as a true sophomore.
Yeah.
And he gave Kinlaw the work, but Bryce is 6'2", 305.
Yeah.
And it was just funny watching Kinlaw walk to the line.
Yeah.
And then watching little Bryce.
Yeah.
I call him little. I mean, he's a big kid, but it was just like, it was a complete difference. It's like, all right, that's SEC, and this is, MAC. You know?
Yeah.
But then you turn on the tape, and all of a sudden, like, Bryce is like, all right, I'm going to go out there and fight this dude.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you have to, man.
All right.
If I'm not mistaken, Appalachian State, and they got after his ass pretty good, too.
Yeah, they did.
Dogs.
That was the same year.
Yeah.
They played them like back-to-back weeks. That's one thing about O-line, man. Like, I mean, you guys know this. You guys have been around me in the program. It's like, you'll find some players. Look at Quinn. You'll find players anywhere, It's just a matter of being able to ID that talent, and then, like, how does it translate, Can that talent translate to having success on Sundays? And I think it's starting to change now, but at first it was that I think that a lot of teams were not willing to take that risk. Now that teams are, I think, taking more of those risks, it's a little different because now you're seeing more Division II players, Division III players, and because these guys can play. All right, I'm gonna slow it down now. That way we kind of look at it. So, okay. That tells us a little bit. He felt tight. I mean, he is on the frame. I mean, he's not even tip to tip.
Yeah.
I mean, his inside shoulder is down your midline. So, honestly, I think this is what would help you, like, if you were off the ball just a touch more. That way, at the very least, with tight alignments like this, you're getting at least your second step in the ground.
Right.
And you're building frequency.
Right.
Versus right here, you felt like in order to close space, you needed to, like, kind of shuffle almost, gallop.
Right.
Now, I don't know, like, was this a planned gallop or is just kind of your response?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
I just knew the way they're playing. Like, I just wanted to fit them up and then work for movement and leverage right here.
Okay, yeah.
But, like, in a normal situation, it'd probably be like running off the ball on an angle.
Yeah.
Second step where the crotch will be, and get that outside leverage and roll.
I still don't think this is bad. I think that I'm going to show you the transition right here, though, is where I think that, like, we still need to continue to, I think right here, all right, now you see that elbow?
Yep.
Now elbow underneath. Now elbow connected to hips. Now step on his toes. So again, we got to close that space. Kind of reoccurring here. Yeah. So I think if you just close the space, elbows tighter, close the space, just like we talked about on the other rep, we'll get the front side view, which we just had in the system on the filters.
Now, closing that space allows you to work to extension, right? But if your inside foot comes your back foot and you're making contact straight into extension, there's no way that you can cycle that hip through. Like, no way you can do that.
Yeah, you're going to bank on him trying to lean, and then maybe you can you overpower him, overwhelm him. Some guys are going to be able to do that too. Some guys you won't. But if you're working to get extension immediately, you're not really using everything to your advantage.
You know what I'm gonna do when I buy a house? I'll buy one of those, a big fucking run blocking sled up,
Bertha from Crowther?
Yeah.
Oh, I got you. We can take care of that very easily.
Bro.
Whenever you close, I'll have one delivered for you.
Because that literally is like, it is the perfect feature. Like the elbow, the hip.
Oh, I know.
Man. Like, man.
You can't cheat it, man. Bill Callahan helped design that.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is like the way Callahan uses it is very different from the way I use it.
Right.
But we kind of speak the same language on it. But like, and I've talked to him about like the way I use it, and he talks to me about the way he uses it. He sent me a bunch of clips, and I think in that regard we just see things different. But the premise of it, especially from the ground up, and the way he wants to close space with the hips is different from how I want to close space. I want to kind of run. He want to constantly be kind of be rooted,
Yeah.
insteps, water base, but then working your hips up and through, which I get. But like I think like with defenders becoming more dynamic, and just the way we train, it's more sprint mechanics.
Right.
You know.
Right. 90s. The toss 99
Oh,
crack.
so toss crack.
Yeah, I was doing. I could tell the way it's on wine is toss 99 crack.
So you're overreaching here. Is that what you, or are you supposed to get out?
Ideally, I want to take over 93. I think Creed stayed because Ridgeway sort of got in his way too.
No, he grabbed him.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This is the one where it should have been holding.
Yeah. Yeah, you're exactly right. So then I tried to get around Joe's guy and just fuck.
That's tough.
Oh yeah, that was fun. That is 37 hibachi, I believe.
Oh, you caught the spike right to you.
No. You know what this is? This is a fake 36 counter. Yeah, counter quad.
How the fuck did he throw that? I didn't realize this live. I didn't realize this the first time we watched the tape either. Look at this throw.
Yeah, shit like this every week, every day. He's fucking inhuman, man. I love him.
So we were having this conversation about grittiest quarterbacks. And, you know, people were talking about Justin Herbert and talking about Stafford, which I think they're all gritty. But I was like, dude, like, here's the thing is when you're talking about gritty, think about how many shots that Mahomes is taking and then come back in and, like, made people pay for it.
Bald.
Yeah. I said, I've seen those guys leave the game. I said, but, like, think about, like, playoff game a couple of years ago. You're like, oh, man, ankle knee, he's out.
Yeah.
Nope. Came back in.
Week after week.
You know, and I think that, like, what I was talking about, and we went through a whole rabbit hole of this, is like the greats, the all-time greats, is like when things become ideal or less than ideal, whether they're sick, whether there's some type of injury, they tap in to find other ways to get the job done, and that intent, focus, and intensity ends up going up. Jordan was like that. Kobe was like that. Tom Brady was like that. And so we went through this entire conversation of like the all-time greats and those personality traits of the things they tap into when they're feeling pain, or it's different, man.
It is.
It's very different. And you know, a couple of years ago we were talking to Teron. Teron was like, I think one of my best abilities, he goes, that people knock me for is that, like, he goes, I had a lot of injuries. He goes, but the things that I do when I'm injured,
Yeah.
he goes, to win, he goes, I think is one of my superpowers.
For sure.
You know?
Sure. I mean, him flying like into Dallas, like after games.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, but going back to like Pat, I mean, when we played the Eagles that time, he was fucked up the entire playoff run. Like, he was messed up. Okay, that was a good fill. 34 Webster. Or double Ollie.
This is tough because you can't get a clean release. You got a 3-tech that's playing outside your frame. And then you got Cam Jordan spiking.
Yes. Yeah.
See, this is...
Yeah.
And this one, you do a better job staying square. But the discipline with what your drag hand is actually doing, you're reaching versus keeping... Again, to me, that drag hand is a sensor. All right? Again, it's sensing any type of bullshit that's coming up the middle. And so you got to keep it connected to you. You know, it's strong shoulder, strong hip. Keep it connected to you. But then the other part of that, like we're talking about, you did a great job staying square. You didn't turn. But then look at your footwork step forward. So right there, as the defender's coming up the field, you already lose a step.
Yep.
So this is the whole thing where I was saying that, like, if you're dragging, especially immediately, you're uncovered, then like just it's a vertical departure first, because that vertical departure, then expansion allows you to not be on his hip but in his chest now.
Yep.
And I think that's the biggest difference. All right, you got 2 outside, it's 3rd and 10, really 3 outside. I'll say this: I get why you set like this, but I think Cam
Hands.
Bing's, huh?
The hands.
Well, I think with Cam being so wide and then the hands, I think that's where.
That's a tough twist because you don't really get a dummy rush.
No.
Like, you have to respect that inside move.
Right.
It's a move that's in his toolbox. Right? That you got to respect it. So.
And then just 2 weeks before, when they played Dallas, they showed this same look, and Zach and Terrence, because we talked about this, saw the look, but then Cam fakes inside like he did on you, and then puts his helmet right in Terrence's chest.
Damn.
It was like fake head bob inside, and then he just spiked, and then ended up being a TE.
What are y'all's thoughts on like ETs and shit? Like outside of obviously picking it up and everything, do you think that's a fair aspect of the game in terms of like player safety? Because I've already had warnings about lowering the helmet and all this shit, but they're.
Are you talking about like the picks?
Yeah, so let's say I wasn't aware, I'm a rookie, like it's happened to me before, it's happened to everybody, right? You just get fucking waylaid by the end. You don't see that shit coming, helmet contact. Like, I feel like it's pretty bullshit.
It's a defenseless player.
It is.
The thing is, though, is like, I think defenseless player rules, but blocks in the back, and a couple of other things don't apply on the line of scrimmage, but then like things like backside cuts, where like somebody's engaged does. So like I think it may be a aspect of player safety that needs to be explored. But like I was watching yesterday, I was watching the Ravens versus the Cowboys, and I mean you guys have played the Ravens already, but their backer,
the linebacker picking the center,
or even the tackle. So like they'll have two outside, and 23. Is essentially showing he'll mug, like fake the mug, he'll bounce, and then they'll have a slow TE or ET, and as soon as they go to twist, he acts like he's blitzing, and then just goes and ears holds the guard and the tackle and frees up the twist. There's nothing you can do. You never see it coming.
Yeah.
And like it's literally a torpedo kamikaze. Like all he's trying to do is be a wrecking ball.
Patrick Queen ran that shit so well last year.
Yeah.
Really well.
But I think 23 is what, Simpson?
Yeah, from Clemson.
Yeah, he's not on third downs. Look, here's my notes. Me and you talked about Baltimore yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah. It was his first start against us, so I was like, he's still figuring it out, but...
My notes. Baltimore. Know where 0 is in the run game and on third and long. Also know where 23 Simpson is on third downs. Oftentimes, it's all downhill with him. He's looking to ear hold the O tackle, center, or O guard to free up his D line for twist. I mean,
they tee off.
Yeah.
Like completely.
Yeah, and Trey, like this is one of those ones where it's 3rd and 10.
Yeah.
Right. So going into the game, have an expectation that hey, you're going to get some sort of twist. Now, instead of playing so physical at the line, if you notice anything odd or unusual, just get back a little bit so you can maintain leverage with the center or with your tackle. Right? But if you're going to play super firm at the line, man, it's going to be really hard to pass it off, whether regardless of which direction it's coming from.
This goes back also to what I showed you yesterday on the app with the tandem sets. Is like you got a tackle that's always going to be vertical, so. On this look specifically, you got to protect not your best interest, but like you guys' best interest. That 4 eyes of you two have to be on the same page. That way, that doesn't happen. Because what's going to end up happening is they're going to go a little more delayed now, and then they're going to catch you floating, and then that inside shoulder, which he just or your outside shoulder that he just attacked on the penetrator. Is going to end up opening you all the way up to the quarterback. It's tough. Because Cam is purposely trying to get you to widen inside. So I think this set is more of a first down, second down set, third and long. You got to get back.
Okay. And we get back and work with Juwan. Just in pre-practice.
Just on the tandem.
Yeah, we're going to work on that.
You guys follow that entire progression on the app. You guys be fine.
I'll show it
I
to
know
you.
it's not ideal and cool and to be looking at an app, but I literally like yes, it's great that I created this for high school and college players and whatever, but I really wanted it to be like a textbook or like a reference book for you guys when you guys leave. It's just simple stuff that we do every single day in training, but like, you know, you get into your team mode, you get into season mode, sometimes you forget this stuff. So there's a better job on this backside, but look how low you are right there.
Yeah.
So the easy answer is like, oh, you got to be lower, but like that's not always realistic because he's so low.
Yeah, he is, man.
How tall is he really?
Colin's probably like a true 6'2", 6'3".
I don't think he's that tall.
He's what, 6'1"?
5'11".
He got to be 5'11", dude. Because like, look at him. Shaq is 6'1".
Yeah.
I mean, we're around Shaq all the time.
Yeah.
Shaq looks bigger than that.
Yeah.
Same thing with Brewer.
Shaq Diesel.
So right here, you see why he's able to work back.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, for one, let me start.
For me, it's a very simple fix. Guys fall off of blocks or get thrown off of blocks. It's not your hands either. Your hands are good. Your
The
initial
hips.
steps are good, but it's this transition right here.
Mm-hmm.
Look how much space is in between you and
In the
him.
hips, yeah.
You see that?
Yep.
Yeah. Try to clamp him too with your backside leg off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
You have no power.
Mhm.
So your body, your hip leverage goes up. You're trying to muscle him. You got no power. There.
He's gonna be really fucking good.
Worthy,
Yeah.
dynamic.
Sort of sucks because we don't have all our receivers, so it's gonna
Oh no.
take a little bit more of a workload than he needs to.
What's crazy is that this was like, oh, this is the year. Finally got receivers, blow the top off it one by one. Just
Oh, watch him this play.
right to the ribs.
Oh, bro, you caught me perfect. You got out Jawan's block. Like, waylaid me. 31 dive.
Yeah, I'm not coaching that.
You just fucking spear somebody and go.
Nice. Nothing there. Wi-Fi might have went. Oh no.
Speedo left.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah. You might be a little mad at me there, but
Hey, Hugh, can you go and tell them to wait for Cam Irving?
okay.
He's dropping bricks off at school. I don't know what you got going, but we're about to do a mobility session if you want to do it.
yeah. What time is it?
8.
Yeah, I got time.
That's all we're doing today.
I know Juju has him, that's one to secure. I probably could have let him just take that.
Yeah.
It's 12:58. Because really we have the widest. And it was just collapsing so fast.
Let's look at this.
Sort of hoping he would take that crease that I made. But he doesn't know I'm peeling back on that either.
So you say you're supposed to take the widest, or you're taking number
Juju's
2?
taking the widest.
You're taking number 2 or
Yeah.
number 1?
Yeah. But the way 58 hits it, I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta take this.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you can't let him cross your face.
So So I was like, put him outside, and then I felt Mario come down late, seal it.
So, shitty thing, actually, yeah, you can't cut on this. This would have been a perfect time to cut.
Yeah. Every year I played football, I'm able to cut legally. Every fucking year,
They
man.
changed the rules so
Yeah.
much.
Creed and I were literally talking about that. Our rookie year, we were so excited. Shit just fucking changed.
Yeah, they changed it.
Now it's like, it's not worth throwing a cut, paying $30K. You know who cuts a lot? Lindstrom.
Atlanta does. The entire Atlanta.
So in this look, JT's gonna stay with me. This is Tom and Jerry, right? Super Bowl play. So really, Joe's pulling for 56. We're supposed to crush him, probably to Tyron.
Yeah, because you're fit and expecting to have more help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Should we double team one guy?
Every guy's keep a body on him.
Mm-hmm. We damn near walk in.
Yeah.
And then shit hits the fan, I think, the very next play. I think we call a 37 counter, and then Colin gets an interception.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. 37 counter, I can tell by my head. I'm not pulling. Yep.
Look at this big motherfucker moving.
He's like, get off me, get the fuck off me.
I got those backflips.
I'll watch Toonie. Jill's like, fuck, okay, here we go.
When he switched the ball to the outside hand and put the ball up high, I was like, this too might go.
Yo, he played the running back in the day, too.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah.
He played running back in high school. I didn't realize they were talking about on the broadcast, his brother is Taylor Swift's dancer.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. It's all connected. Look at the spacing on this. This is pretty. One thing I'll tell you, you're working lateral so much,
Yeah, walking around it.
you gotta press that motherfucker. Like, this is the perfect example, good fit. Now go close that space. You close that space with the hips, backside elbow, even just any type of driving the knees, stepping on his toes, cleans up that read for the running back.
Big time.
Yeah. You see how Joe driving his knees?
Mm-hmm.
So if you can just get that space closed between your hips and his hips, that's gonna go a long ways, Trey.
Mm-hmm.
I think that just needs to be the focus. Is like, all right, where is the point of no return where like I'm not capturing, so now I gotta press him.
Mm-hmm.
I need to close that space. Close the space, close the space, close the space. Another good example here. Straight back. Vertical departure first instead of up.
Mm-hmm.
Good drag him, but it's to the inside. You're not giving Creed a place to fit,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Ooh.
Slide, Juju.
Again, the thing that'll help you with this is backing up a little the ball.
Mm-hmm.
See how far you can get. Because again, the better you get with getting at least 2 to 3 steps in the ground on the angle, it'll give you more reaction time. Right here is just like about time you get your second step in the ground, like he's across your face.
Yeah.
And so like your reaction time is just it's not there. And it's just finding ways to align yourselves for success pre-snap. To me, that's half the battle, especially versus teams that move. But a couple of different aspects of your game, we've kind of identified that like it would be beneficial for you to move back off the ball.
With your point, so far backside, like it's a perfect opportunity if you want to play heavy on him, right? Treat him more like a duo, right? Because your point's so far backside.
Right.
You're the covered man, got covered man rules, right? And that will eliminate him being able to cross your face. Yeah, imagine if you hit him going full speed as he's trying to cross your face.
He's out of there.
Out of there.
All right. Well, I think we got enough in terms of actionable items. Kind of the same stuff over and over again, which not a bad thing. It's just now we know heading into the second quarter of the season, we can be very deliberate about things we need to continue to focus on. Nothing that's not fixable, and there's nothing that I don't think we have not discussed about having a plan about either.
Yeah.
So, cool.